Ladies and gentlemen, this is National Foot Health Week. Saluting National Foot Week, we bring you a man who is well heeled. And here he is, Fred Allen.
Thank you. Good evening. Do you think this little boy will stay awake for that? You think he'll stay awake for the half hour? Look at the size of him. Must have been born in here this afternoon. Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny, have you done anything about National Foot Week?
No.
Well, you see, you're like most people, Kenny. They go through life taking their feet for granted.
What should they do?
Well, if people would only meet their feet, Kenny, meet their feet, feet and people would have something in common. The world would be full of happy feet.
Fine. Well, I think I'll meet my feet tomorrow morning, Fred. How do I go about it?
Well, what time do you get up?
7:30.
Get up 10 minutes earlier, Kenny. Spend those 10 minutes with your feet. You have 10 toes. Spend a minute with each toe.
But I have 12 toes.
Well, get up 12 minutes earlier, Kenny. You will never regret it.
Mr. Allen!
Portland, gee. Yes, sure. Get your ketchup out, Portland. The clam bake has just started. Kenny and I were talking about Meet Your Feet Week. Have you met your feet?
Wouldn't that be going to the dog?
Say, that was, to put it mildly, very good.
Oh, I always like to start off with a bang.
Well, if the bang resembled a thud, the bang was in incognito. It turned out to be a thud. Tell me, Portland, what is new?
I saw Jack Benny at the Roxy. His show is wonderful.
Wonderful? With Benny in it? Is that possible? What happened?
Well, first Jack comes out and tells 2 jokes about having less hair than a bicycle seat.
Well, that's pretty good. I hope it goes the same over there. Yes, that's right. His head looks like a big skin doorknob. The only way Benny can let his hair down is to lower his eyelids. It must be, nobody can get out. We have the doors locked. It must be some show over there at the Roxy.
Jack is breaking all records.
All records, schmeckage. You know why? You know why Benny is playing at the Roxy?
Why?
He came to New York to visit his uncle, who's living in a little apartment uptown. Now, his uncle only has a small bed, so when Benny comes to visit him, naturally, Benny has to get a room someplace. Now, he's too cheap to go to a hotel, so he books himself to play the Roxy Theater. All night, Benny sleeps in the dressing room, and all day while Benny is on the stage, the people in the audience are sleeping in the theater. So that makes the Roxy the biggest flop house in the world. Tell me that's what happened to my voice tonight. You know, I lost my voice and $2 on the Benny program. I was rolled coming out. But tell me, what else? One of the writers what else is current, Portland?
The Automobile Association has a safety plan.
Oh, a safety plan?
All people who walk around at night will have to wear taillights.
Say, sounds like a good idea.
Yes, the pedestrian bend isn't safe.
Yes? Yes, when you've got to glow, you've got to glow. I think it's time for me to kindle my taillight and start for Allen's Alley, Portland.
What is your question tonight?
Well, last week, former President Herbert Hoover said that all United States presidents like to go fishing because it is the only way they can obtain privacy. And so our question is, when your problems become too complex for you, where do you go to cope with them?
Shall we go?
As the 2 inventors said when they got the idea for the elastic band, let's make it snappy. Oh, what a night in Allen's Alley, Portland. I'll get shot for an owl if I don't get out of the alley. I guess the senator's expecting company. Look, the guest jug is out on the front porch. Well, let's knock.
I say somebody stopped my shanty.
Well, yes,
Claghorn's the name, Senator Claghorn, that is.
Senator, you look good.
I played in that National Celebrities Golf Tournament.
You play golf, Senator?
Son, in the South, every man has his own golf link.
Every man? How come?
A man walks out into any old field with a niblick and a burlap bag.
I see.
In the burlap bag, he's got 9 gophers.
9 gophers?
He lets them gophers out of that bag.
And?
Son, before you can say scat, that man's got himself a 9-hole golf course.
You mean?
Well, the the South goes in for sports, son.
Yeah?
One of our favorite games is watermelon rugby.
Watermelon rugby.
10 men line up on each side for the kickoff.
Yes?
And one man takes a short run and boots the watermelon.
Yeah?
Watermelon flies into a million pieces.
And?
Both teams sit down on the ground and eat the watermelon.
Well, how do you know who wins?
Well, after 30 or 40 watermelons are kicked off, most of the players is laying around the field moaning and groaning.
Oh.
The team that has the most men left standing wins.
Mighty interesting game, Senator. If I do say so, and it looks as though I'm going to have to. Well, tell me, Senator, how do you feel about Mr. Hoover's theory that all presidents go fishing to get away from it all?
I say I ain't never been president, son. Yes, that is.
The way things are going, you may be, Senator, for you know it.
I wouldn't know where a president goes.
Well, naturally.
Yeah, but, son, when my burdens get too heavy,
Yes?
when my mind is muddled and my swallowtail is dragging,
Yes?
there's one place in Washington I can go. There I can lay me down with my brothers and join the big community sleep.
Well, where is this big sleep going on?
In the Senate. So long, son. So long.
Well, the only bill the senator ever passed was a man named William. Well, let's arouse Mr. Moody.
Howdy, Bob.
Say, you look all excited, Mr. Moody.
I am. I just had a set to with a peddler.
A peddler?
Yep. He was trying to sell me some goatee wax. Want nothing but lavender lard.
Uh-huh.
I says, get off my land. He went as white as a curd.
As white as a curd, eh? The peddler didn't answer?
He says, Moody, I'll reach up under your coat and pull your spine out and whack you with it.
Gosh.
I says, yes, I'll jump down your throat and tromp your insides out.
Jeepers.
He says, I'll show you where the bear's set in the buckwheat.
You came back?
You'll have your hands full and your pants to hold up, I says.
Well, good for you.
And with that, he put his pail of lavender lard back in his trailer and he drove off.
I can see you don't take any back talk.
Any man meddles me, I'll crawl him.
Well, fine. Tell me, Mr. Moody, what about Mr. Hoover's fishing theory?
Oh, I don't hold with it.
You don't go fishing?
No. When I got a problem, when my damper's down and I'm in a blue funk,
Yes.
I go out to the well.
Uh-huh.
I step into the bucket.
And then?
I let myself slow-like down to the bottom of the well.
Uh-huh.
Sitting there all alone in the bucket, I kind of mull my problems over.
Well, how does that relieve your depression?
Bob, when a man is squatting in a bucket at the bottom of a well,
Yes?
things is looking up. So long.
Well, before Titus kicks the bucket, let's try next door.
Howdy doody.
Well, Mrs. Newspaw, how do you feel about Mr. Hoover's views on fishing?
It is working two ways.
Two ways? How do you mean?
When I'm a young girl, I'm winning a beauty contest.
Oh, really?
At Rockaway Beach for 1925, I am Miss Undertow.
Miss Honor. This is no small honor, I see.
Suitors are showering me with presents. Costume jewelry and cold cuts.
Did you have any favorites?
Two playboys, Ricky Rappaport and Neville Pincus Jr.'s proposal.
You were the toast of the town.
It is perfect madness.
Really?
One night I am on the loose with Ricky at Moskowitz and Lupowitz.
Yes?
The next night with Neville up 2nd Avenue, I am speeding on an Indian motorcycle.
You were living.
Who's he choosing, Ricky or Neville? It is a dilemma. I am going crazy.
Well, what happened?
My father, Daddy.
Daddy?
Daddy is saying, Pansy, thinking it over, going fishing.
And you did?
My father, Daddy, is giving me a bad wine.
Uh-huh.
Well, I am leaving for Lake Restabissel.
That old Indian resort? You came back from Lake Restabissel with your decision?
I'm coming back with one wine.
One worm?
Mine husband, Pierre.
Well, that brings us to Mr. Cassidy, Shandy. Let's see if Ajax is in.
What's on
Hold on a second.
Oh, well, how do you do?
How do you do yourself?
Well, Mr. Cassidy, how are you tonight?
Oh, terrible. My clavicle is fractured. It's skin trouble.
Wait a minute, how can skin trouble cause a fracture?
I stepped on a banana skin.
Ajax, you are an old fuss budget.
I'm not long for this water.
Well, Mr. Cassidy, did you hear Mr. Hoover's dissertation on fishing?
I did, me boy. Mr. Hoover should leave fishing to fishermen and stick to his vacuum cleaners.
Tell me, what do you do when you have your troubles, Ajax?
Well, now, when calamity reduces me to a state of abject despair, I have me own procedure.
Well, just what is it you do?
Well, I don't take me fowling piece and seek solace in the wilderness trying to assassinate an antelope or upend a buffalo.
I see.
I don't take me fishing kit and look for comfort by trying to make some trout a widow.
Well, just what do you do?
When I'm wallowing deep in the slough of despond and
Yes.
the cares of the world are pressing down on my shoulders like a pair of tight suspenders,
Yes.
I go into Kerry.
Uh-huh.
I order a tall beer.
Yes.
I place the beer phonetically on the bar.
Uh-huh.
I stand there contemplating the beer.
And just being alone, contemplating a glass of beer helps you?
Hey, boy, at a time like this,
Yes.
2 heads are better than 1. Goodbye, dear.
Well, Mr. Hoover may go fishing, but for our diversion, we turn to the 5 DeMarco tunes. With Maestro Al Goodman conducting, the DeMarco sing, If This Isn't Love, Girl. That was just an informal introduction to Linda, played by Maestro Al Goodman and 25 men who will soon be seen at the Lewiston Stadium trying to sneak in to see Toscanini. And now, ladies, yes, Portland, something?
This package just came.
Oh, package. Is it from the Chaucerhead Bookshop? I ordered that new book, you know, that bestseller, Aurora Dawn by Herman Wolfe. Used to work with us, a little fellow, remember? Never got paid, used to write in the corner. See, writing all the time. Turned out to be a book, Aurora Dawn.
This package is from a music store, Hepcat Heaven.
Hepcat Heaven. Oh, yes, those are the new records I bought, Portland. As soon as I get my whip and spurs, I'll be all set.
Whip and spurs.
I'm going to be a disc jockey. You know, that's the new thing. Ted Husing, Paul Whiteman, Tommy Dorsey are all disc jockeys. Even Porsche is facing Decca.
Didn't you buy any of Al Goodman's records?
Well, the man was starting to take me down to the bargain basement when I looked up and saw an old friend of mine in the music store, and things got all involved.
What happened?
Well, it's a long story, but this is exactly what happened. Yesterday, I started out for the record shop. This is the place, Hepcat Heaven. What's this chalk writing on the door? Meet me at the Coper, signed Jack Eigen. Well, writing on buildings now here. Well, I might as well go in, I guess.
Clerk, don't irritate me. Can't you see me waiting here?
Rudy Valley. See here. Gosh, Rudy, I haven't
I'll be
seen...
with you in just a minute, Sonny. You know, my time is your time. Oh, excuse me, clerk. I'll take these records. The Whip and Poof song, sung so delightfully by Rudy Valley. I'm Just a Vagabond Lover, sung by the Vagabond Lover himself, Rudy Valley. Stein song, that masterpiece by Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankees. And since I have a little extra space in my Boston bag, I think I can just squeeze in the latest Rudy Valley album.
Well, look, Rudy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were here. If you want my autograph, it'll be 10 cents.
Look, Rudy. Rudy, you remember me.
Oh, yes, of course. You're Bunny Bolivar, Yale class of 27. You were anchor man on the debating team. You had the biggest rebuttal of the year.
Now, wait a minute. Look, Rudy, I'm Fred Allen. I'm on the radio.
Oh, yes. You're the chap who talks through his nose. I've always been very grateful to you.
Grateful to me, Rudy? Why?
If you'd ever taken up singing, I'd have been ruined.
Rudy, who else could have reached the heights you scaled? A great band leader, a famous vagabond lover, a terrific singer.
Oh, it's nothing, Fred. Just talent.
Those great phonograph records of yours.
I have the first record I ever made.
And those movies you starred in.
I have the first picture I ever made.
And all that money.
I have the first dollar I ever made.
Still the same modest old Rudy. As you used to put it yourself, the king of show business.
Oh, no, Fred, that's all in the past. I've retired.
Retired? Rudy, you, the old ball of fire, retired?
Right.
How do you spend your time?
Well, the life I'm now living might well be used as a model for utopia.
Really? What is your routine?
Every morning at 10 o'clock, I arise from my simulated Gold Murphy bed
Yes?
and pinch myself to see if I'm awake.
You have to pinch yourself to see if you're awake?
Yes, you see, with my eyes, it's hard to tell when they're open.
Oh, Well, once you know you are awake,
I get dressed, consume a heaping bowl of Wheaties,
Yes.
pick up my mahogany shovel, and I'm off.
well, where do you go with your mahogany shovel?
To the bank.
Oh!
You see, my vault keeps overflowing. I have to shovel the interest into a pile. The bank likes to keep the place neat.
Well, naturally. Well, after you get your interest a
I
pile,
start counting my money.
well, how long does that take?
Oh, I don't hurry. It's sort of stimulating.
Oh, I see.
I generally count until it's time for lunch.
I see.
Then I dry my finger and go over to the Yale Club to eat. Over to the Yale Club to eat.
And after lunch?
Word seeps through the club that I am there.
Oh, well, how does word get around?
As I come in, I start a rumor at the door.
Well, tell me, what happened?
All the members gather in the trophy room, and I sing for 2 or 3 hours.
Good.
Then the usual discussion starts. Who is the greater Yale man, Albie Booth or Rudy Valley?
Yes?
Then after I convince them, I leave.
Well, where do you go from the Yale Club?
Back to the bank.
Oh, you,
Yes, the attendant dampens my finger, and I start counting again.
And that takes up the rest of the afternoon?
Until cocktail time. Then I dash back to the Yale Club for cocktails. We have a regular ritual.
A ritual?
We Yale men gather at the ivy-covered bar,
Yes?
raise our glasses,
Yes?
and while I sing Boola Boola, everyone faces New Haven.
Gad, what sentiment.
Then while the bartender is wiping off the bar, we all give 3 cheers and a tiger.
You actually cheer the bartender? Why?
The bar rag is a Harvard pennant.
Well, what happens after cocktail?
I eat a quick but nourishing dinner,
Yes.
rush out of the White Tower, and by 8 o'clock I'm back at the bank counting.
But, Rudy, banks close at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
You see, I have my own key. I can let myself in at night.
Oh, my. Well, look, Rudy, what sort of a life is this? In the bank all day with a wet finger? You'll end up with moss on your cuticle. Rudy, you have got to come back to show business.
No, Fred, I've made up my mind.
Rudy, you intend to spend the rest of your life just counting your money?
Yes, and I should live so long.
But, Rudy, you must come back. You owe it to your public.
But I'll make more money. Where can I put it?
Oh, the income tax department will take it off your hands. You can force them to.
But Fred, I haven't sung for months. A little cold, my voice, my
Well, how could your voice change? Why, Rudy, your voice is better than ever.
Yeah, thanks, Fred, and I can say the same for you.
I wish I had even that much voice left. Rudy, I'll get you a job in no time. There's just one thing, you know, a singer today has to have some gimmick.
Gimmick? I don't recall ever hearing that word at Yale.
Well, a gimmick is an angle, Rudy. You know, Sinatra's thin, Crosby has a baseball team. Now, if you'll say, I have got it.
What is it?
Your megaphone. That was your singing trademark for many years. Have you still got your megaphone?
Yes, Fred, by a happy chance, it's outside in my car.
Well, get it, Rudy. I'm taking you over to my agent who used to book me in vaudeville. Let's go. Well, Portland, Rudy picked up his megaphone in the rhinestone case, and as we entered the theatrical building, I said to Rudy, here's my agent's office, Rudy, this door here.
Let's see. Sam Prindle's theatrical bookings. Talent furnished for smokers, picket lines, and Macy parade.
Eastern representative for Buster Crabbe. You see, Rudy, this guy is no crumb. Well, let's go in. Hello, Sam.
Well, Freddie Allen, Say, the last time I seen you, you was MC at the flea circus.
That's right. How is everything, Sam?
Oh, terrible. My star act, Herman the Human Fly, is in the hospital.
Herman, the human fly? What happened?
Well, I get him booked into low state, see?
Yeah.
Well, you know how he opens the act? He walks up the side of the stage to the mezzanine.
Yeah?
Some wise guy in the mezzanine lets go with a flip gun. Herman the Fly drops 40 feet into the orchestra pit.
Well, Sam, your worries are over. Here is your new star, Rudy Valley.
I hold Samuel.
Freddie, you're a lifesaver. Okay, Rudy boy, how about an audition? Hop up on the ceiling.
Hop up on the ceiling.
Oh, you didn't bring your suction shoes, huh? Well, then just run around the walls for a minute. Give me an idea.
Wait a minute, Sam. Rudy isn't a human fly. This is Rudy Valley, the singer.
Oh, you're a singer, huh, Rudy?
Yes, I'm a singer.
Where was your last fight?
Now, wait a minute. Rudy isn't the pugnacious type.
You mean he won't fight?
Only if you pay me off with a rubber check. By the way, can you cash a check for $13,000?
You see, Sam, this guy's in the chips. You must have heard of Rudy Valley.
Fred, I ain't been down to Sammy's Bowery Follies in months.
Sam, just listen to Rudy. That's all I ask.
Okay. I wouldn't do it for Billy Rose. I wouldn't do it for Nick Kenny, but I'll do it for you.
Good. Go ahead, Rudy. Give him the old theme song.
Very well. My time is your time is my time.
Okay, kid.
Well, Sam?
What's his G-I-M-M-I-C-K?
I wish to warn you, sir. It's risky to spell in front of me. I'm a college man.
All right, then. What's your gimmick?
I sing through a megaphone.
Rudy's megaphone will be bigger than Dick Hames' teeth. Make with the megaphone, Rudy.
My time is your time.
Hold it. That megaphone, that's it.
You mean?
Red, that megaphone does it. Rudy Valley and his megaphone. New York is really going to hear from Rudy. Come on, Rudy boy, you're going places.
Very well, Samuel.
Let's go.
Well, Portland, Sam grabbed Rudy and rushed him away. Rudy was carrying his megaphone.
Did he get Rudy a job?
Yes, Portland. The next day, as I was walking down Broadway, I saw Rudy with his megaphone. As I passed, I heard Rudy say,
Our sightseeing trip is about to start. On your right, go to Times Square, cross over the road. There's the trail, looking downtown the Empire State Building, and you hold your seats to the bus shelter.
Before we remind you to remember Shepherd cheese and tender leaf tea on your shopping days, I want to thank Rudy for dropping in tonight. Next week, our guest will be Babe Livingston's brother-in-law, Jack Benny. Thank you and good night. Good night. Thank you.
Valley's song was cut to save space on the record. That's all, brother.